Hello everybody, welcome back to my channel. My name is Victoria Montefusco and I'm a lover of all things when it comes to makeup, and today it's an exciting day. I am kicking off a series on my channel where we're going to play with all of the Pat McGrath palettes in my collection. One of you all actually requested this series and this video, so thank you so much for this idea. It's a really good one. And as you all probably know, I am a lover of Pat McGrath's eyeshadow formulas. I think she can basically do no wrong. I love, love, love all of my Pat McGrath palettes. So today we are starting in chronological order, and I have the Mothership I palette. So this is Mothership I Subliminal. This is the one we're going to be playing with today. It has cool toned neutrals as well as pops of blue and gold. It is really beautiful. I'm excited to play with this with you all on camera, show you some swatches, all of that fun stuff. So if you're interested in seeing me play with this beautiful palette right here, please keep on watching. All right, everybody, as always, I'm going to go into my trusty eye primer, which is the Milani eye primer. I'm going to apply this onto my lids, and then we will start playing with the palette of the day. It's a very rainy day today in Tennessee where I'm at. So I've been pretty productive this weekend filming because there's really nothing else to do. Not sure how the weather has been near you all, but it's just been raining like crazy. We have a weather radio and it was like going off 5 times last night, being like flash flood warning, thunderstorm warning. It's just some crazy springtime thunderstorms here. It's nuts. All right, so I've taken the palette out of the outer cardboard packaging and we're gonna open this baby up. This is not a new palette in my collection, and it's not a new palette at all, but this is what it looks like in case you're not familiar. So as you can see, cool tone neutrals, we have some beautiful metallics, we have really beautiful Blitz Astral shades, that blue, that light gold, that like pinky purple, and then that white to blue. Absolutely stunning. So we're gonna have some fun with this. I think first I'm going to go into that lightest matte. It's right here. It's like a very much like a taupey brown, more of a neutral tone than a cool tone, I would say. So let's take my trusty Nabla N306 brush. This is one of my favorite brushes for just general crease work, fluffing out a natural shade, all of that fun stuff. So I'm going to take this shade, and I always tap off the excess with Pat McGrath formulas just because her mattes are a bit more on the powdery side, and we're just gonna fluff that into the crease. It's gonna be a fun time. I always have a very pleasant time whenever I play with Pat McGrath formulas. I just feel like my eye look always turns out well. Like I never have trouble coming up with a look, actually doing the look, and then it lasts all day on my eyes. It's just really nice. I feel like Pat McGrath formulas are just really pleasant to work with. And I always like the end result, so that's always a plus. And I hope you all enjoy this series. Please let me know if you do, because my plan is to do all of the Pat McGrath palettes in my collection. So I have all but one of the Motherships. I have one of the Blitz Astral quads, so it's just 4 special shades. And then I also have the Mothership Mega Celestial Divinity, which came out this year for holiday. So I have quite a few Pat McGrath palettes. This is a series that could last a really long time, a few months on my channel. So I hope the reception is good, because I really do love Pat McGrath. All right, so this is what the crease looks like. Very easy to fluff out that light taupey shade. So next I'm going to go into a very small detailed crease brush. This is my Nabla N205, and we're gonna go into that shade right next to that taupey shade. So it's this like darker matte brown. It's right here. It's hard to show you all this palette. It's right, that darker matte brown right there. So I'm going to just take this on this small brush and then do some detail work in the crease just to deepen up the very, very inner part of my crease. This is a relatively new thing that I've been doing with my eyeshadows. I would say I've been doing this for the past few months. And I really like the depth it adds to my eye looks, because it used to be I would just put one shade, maybe two if I'm feeling funky in the crease, where I would, you know, maybe color block, like put one shade here, one shade on the outer part, you know, all of that. But recently I've just been liking to build up the depth in my crease. So it's a new technique that I learned thanks to YouTube. See, look at how much different that looks. This eye looks like it's a lot more depth. This eye, not as much. I'm curious, how many Pat McGrath palettes do you all have in your collection? And what's your favorite Pat McGrath palette? Let me know down in the comments. I love all my Pat McGrath palettes. So asking me to choose a favorite is like asking someone to choose like their favorite child. But if you all have seen a recent video on my channel where I do rank all my Pat McGrath palettes. That was a hard one for me, but I did end up choosing a favorite, so I'm not gonna spoil it for you all. If you want to see that video, please check it out on my channel. All right, so there is the depth built up with that darker shade. I'm gonna go back into that first shade that we played with, that taupe, and I'm gonna take that same brush and we're just gonna blend this out a bit. I find that with my Pat McGrath palettes, I always reach for the mattes. I always reach for the Blitz Astral shades, but I don't really reach for like the satiny shimmers all that much. I'm not sure if you all have a similar experience, because I love her mattes. They're really easy to work with. I of course love the Blitz Astral shades, because those are really special. But the metallics, like those shimmery metallics, like they're good, but I just don't find myself reaching into the palettes for them, so oh well. So now that our crease is done, blended, beautiful, we're going to go into our deepest matte. So this matte black right here in the corner, that is going to be my outer corner shade. We're going to take my Nabla N204, very trusty outer corner brush for me, just packs on the pigment, I love it. And we are going to put this on the outer corner. So again, I'm gonna tap off my brush. I really don't want black fallout on my face, and this is where the bake can come in handy. Although I find that as long as I tap off my brush with these Pat McGrath mattes, I don't really get a lot of fallout, and I'm okay with having less pigment off the bat and then building it up. As you'll see when I'm going through this process, it's not a like boom, black outer corner. It takes some time, but that's fine with me. I'd rather do it this way than have a bunch of black fallout on my face that I can't wipe away. You know, I used to be really afraid of black eyeshadow up until very recently. I'd say maybe like, I don't know, a year ago at the max. So I always thought black eyeshadow was really hard to work with. It was like unblendable, it looked too harsh, you know, all those things. And then, I don't know, I guess as I've been playing with makeup more, thanks to being stuck in my house all the time, I've realized that black eyeshadow can be easier to work with than you think. As long as you like work with it in layers and you don't just like pack it on all at once, it can be easier to work with. It's also important to find the right formula for you, of course. I am now going to take my Nabla N305 and we're going to blend the outer corner. Like you'll see when I start blending, it's like not intimidating. At least this black eyeshadow is not that intimidating. And I have other black eyeshadows that I play with, like in my Nabla Side by Side palette. That's a really good one. So as long as you find the right black eyeshadow to work with, as long as you work in layers and, you know, you either do your face last or you have some bake on just in case you do have fallout so it doesn't ruin everything. It's very approachable. It's a lot more approachable than you would think. So that's just my way of saying, like, don't be afraid to do something that maybe you have been avoiding with your makeup just because, I don't know, maybe you think you don't have the skills or you think it won't look good on you, because you never know until you try. And even if you don't have the skills at first, you can get those skills by practicing. So, and we're gonna go back into that black just on the very, very outer corner just to build up the pigment just a little bit. Boom, that looks so good. Man, I love this palette. I love all my Pat McGrath palettes. This is gonna be a fun series for me. It's just gonna be me talking about makeup I love. And using makeup I love. All right, so here are all of the mattes. I love it, it looks beautiful. I'm very, very happy with how this has turned out. So next, if you all are familiar with my channel at all, you know the next step in my routine, and that is glitter glue. I always use glitter glue when it comes to metallics. I don't care how flaky, how smooth they are. I just feel like glitter glue amps up the pigment, amps up the shine, and also increases the longevity. So I'm using the Too Faced glitter glue, NYX glitter glue, any kind of glitter glue that you have works just fine as long as it provides a sticky, tacky base. Glitter glue is another thing that's newer in my collection. So I've been using glitter glue for about a year. I cannot imagine doing my eyeshadow without it now. Like, this stuff is life-changing. I feel like I always had issues with longevity on my metallics. I feel like I always had issues with the pigment not being as shiny as I wanted it to be. But glitter glue has solved really all those problems. And glitter glue can make a mediocre metallic look not mediocre. Like, this stuff is magical. If you haven't tried a glitter glue, go to your local Target or Ulta, grab yourself the NYX one. It's super cheap. And watch some magic happen, because dang, that stuff is good. I love, love glitter glue. All right, glitter glue's on the eyes. We gotta work quickly before the stuff dries out. So I'm going to take this deep blue shade and put that towards the middle part of my lid. We're going deep and dark and sultry today, folks. Just because this palette has a deep, deep blue, of course we're gonna be playing with that. Alrighty, next I'm going to go into that like pinky purpley shade in the top corner. And we're going to put that in the inner part of my eye, like so. And then we're also gonna put it over that blue, just to give some more pigment and shine and a little something extra extra. The shade's a really good topper. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. See, look at that. Just two awesome Blitz Astral shades and you can get just a really pretty and unique and just fun eye look. I really, really enjoy this. So now I'm gonna wipe off my bake. Now I'm gonna take my Nabla N304, and I think I'm actually gonna go into this metallic-y taupe that's right underneath that first shade that we used. I find the good thing about the Pat McGrath like satiny, you know, like shimmers is that you can really use them in the crease, you can use them on the lid with the glitter glue, make them more intense, you can use them underneath the lower lash line. You can really use these as a matte or as a shimmer, so they provide a bit of a softer look, but I think they're really pretty when under the eye. They're just really easy to work with because not too much picks up on the brush. Like, that's how easy it was. Super easy. So I like using those shades for that. Or if I am doing an eye look and I want to use some shine and sparkle that's not as intense as the Blitz Astral shade, like maybe I'm going to work or I don't know, going to some sort of event that I feel like I need to be a little bit more subdued for, which doesn't happen really anymore because of the worldwide situation, and maybe I would use those too. All right, now I'm going to go into that very pale yellow gold above that blue shade, that dark blue shade, and we're just gonna put that in the inner corner. Just a little bit of a gold pop. I mean, who doesn't like a pop of gold, right? And then for the brow bone, we're gonna take that white to blue shade and we're gonna put that all in the brow bone. Oh yeah. As you all know, I like a lot of shine and sparkle, and look at that brow bone highlight. Oh my gosh, beautiful. This is also a really nice inner corner shade, a really nice topper shade. This is just a fun time, you know? So I am going to apply mascara off camera just because, I don't know, I don't think you all are interested in seeing that. I'm not gonna apply eyeliner today just because I feel like the eye look doesn't really need it. It's dark enough already. I don't feel like I need that extra definition, and sometimes I like to skip eyeliner. So I'm just gonna put on mascara and I'll be right back for some swatches. All right, so this is the completed eye look. I actually already filmed this part earlier, but my camera decided to be a jerk and stop filming. So I was gonna do some live swatches, but since my camera cut out, I'm not doing those today. I'm sorry. Hopefully in the next Pat McGrath palette series videos, I will be doing live swatches. But these are the swatches from the palette. So as you can see, we have a really good mix of neutral mattes. We have some metallics that are really versatile. You can use them as kind of like satins. You can use them as mattes, kind of. You can use them as shimmers. And then of course the Blitz Astral shades. Those are so special and really the reason why I love Pat McGrath formulas and her palettes so much. So I think this is a really great palette. It's very versatile. It's good for a neutral lover. It's good for someone that wants a bit of a pop of color. This was her first ever Mothership palette, and dang, did she start out on a good note. I absolutely love this palette on my eyes. I think it's beautiful. I think it swatches well, and more importantly, I think it really wears well on the eyes. So I hope you all found this video to be helpful. This was really fun for me to make. I love Pat McGrath, and so if you like this, the idea of this series, please let me know down in the comments. I know that this isn't, you know, the most new, fun, like breaking kind of series. I know these palettes are a little bit older, but the way I hope you all use these videos is that if you have these palettes in your collection, use this as inspiration, as a reference, as something to make you get out these palettes again and play with them. And if you don't have these in your collection and you're thinking about picking one or two or multiple of them up from a Pat McGrath sale on her website, which, I mean, let's be honest, she has them all the time. I hope that this will, you know, help you make that decision looking at these older palettes with a 2021 lens. So I hope this was really helpful. If you like this video, please like this video. It helps out with the YouTube algorithm. If you like me, please subscribe. Would love to have you all here. I post 3 times a week, lots of fun makeup content, both luxury makeup, indie makeup, all that fun stuff. I also post a little bit about skincare sometimes, and hint, hint, I'm gonna be making some videos about fragrance soon. So I hope you all are looking forward to that. And if you have anything to comment down below, please comment that. If you like this video, if you don't like this video, if you wanna tell me your all's favorite Pat McGrath palette, anything you wanna say, just put that down in the comments. And with that, thank you for spending a little part of your day with me, and I hope to see you all in the next video. Bye.